All right, so this is the Stack Overflow survey results. I assume I actually have the correct one. This is the 2023 overview.
What if we just did 2022 for like an hour?
That would just be. I wouldn't necessarily say I would do that, but I might do that. All right, so for 13 years, we've delivered industry-leading insights regarding the developer community. Now, I have a lot to say already about that. And one of them is that NeoVim's been the most beloved editor for a long time. I don't even know if NeoVim is still a beloved editor.
Well, here's the thing. They changed the wording again this year, so we'll just, I don't want to spoil anything for when we get down there.
Okay,
But,
so you've seen a little bit of
like
this.
it, I think.
Okay, I forgot to turn off alerts. I cannot believe this! Every single time!
There's more buzzwords when you talk about it, though. You've been delivering industry-leading alert management for the developer community.
I agree with everything you just said. That was actually so beautiful. I don't think I can redo that one. All right, happy read. We're going to skip over that. I honestly don't need to know about that. So let's see. Hold on. So we got some learning to code, technology, and technology. What? What? And technology. What? And technology, also technology, and don't forget technology, and AI.
It's like Ballmer's up there yelling developers, except he's screaming technology. Technology, technology, technology.
Okay. All right, here we go. So here's the overview. Developer profile. Learning to code from online resources increased from 70% to 80% since the 2022 survey. Okay, that's not too surprising, I don't think. Respondents 18 and under are those most frequent selecting online resources. Zoomers. They don't read. That's why I read articles, TJ, is because Zoomers can't read. It's a theory of mine.
They haven't figured it out yet.
They haven't. Videos, blogs, forums to learn from. Respondents 25 to 34 were the top age cohort to have learned from the online courses and certification, 52%, but still learn more from traditional school. Okay, so I'm not in either of these two. I'm now officially old to not even be a part of that, but I definitely learned from school.
Literally ancient in every. They're basically like, hey, we're signaling to you. You're an old guy.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that use a code editor from that certain generation. So,
certain generation.
All right, so let's look at this.
Man.
All right. I always get confused by how their site works. Okay, so most people like technical documentation. Do you think this is true, TJ? As someone who writes NeoVim technical documentation, how do you feel that 90%?
I feel like this is probably like when they do surveys about how many people floss their teeth, but the survey's administered like at the dentist's office. They're like, oh yeah, I floss regularly, daily, twice a day. That's them reading technical documentation to learn.
Yet somehow, if 17 out of 18 Americans floss, yet somehow my wife and I both don't floss, and everyone I know doesn't floss. What are the chances? All right, a lot of people. Okay, so hold on. Okay, whoa. See, they just jumped us in some weird.
Zoom.
Why do they put us?
Zoomers?
I know they put us in a weird spot. Okay, education. So let's start with education. Okay, education. The most professional developers have attained a bachelor's degree, 47%, with a quarter attaining master's degree. Do you have a bachelor's, TJ? You do, right, Michigan?
I do, but I'm surprised with 26% for masters. That seems high.
I would assume because of AI, ML.
Oh, fair.
Data science, right? There's a lot of data science masters of engineering.
Well, it doesn't say necessarily if it's like a master's in this either. There's like lots of people who do masters and then they find out that they can like do code. They're like, oh, I learned philosophy. Philosophy is just thinking. Well, now we'll make money for thinking.
Now I make money by thinking. Yeah. Obviously, you didn't get a degree in thinking because there's still your chair right here.
Why?
Just move it. Sorry, dog. Somehow that works, even though I definitely see it's sticking out right here, but I cover it.
It's the arm.
I cover it, so it's okay. All right. Anyway, so here we go. So, wow, 2.14% have only been to primary/elementary school.
That is surprising.
Look at that. Professional developers, people who get paid to do this. Almost 1% never made it past 6th grade.
That's cool.
That's right. That's considered primary. Or is primary all the way up to high school?
No, that's like 5th grade usually.
Okay. I don't know these terms, okay? I'm not educated like you guys.
Which one are you in, private?
Doesn't matter. All right.
It's like unclear.
Unsure.
Remember.
All right, so 6% made it to high school. 12.5%, part of my crowd, some amount of college and university. Let's see, then we have a bachelor's degree, 46% master's degree. Not very much in this. I don't know what something else is. What do you think something else means?
I'm trying to, like...
Boot camp?
Yeah, because that would be you never completed elementary school, right?
Yes, you've never went to elementary school.
But you didn't do any of these other ones.
Homeschooled? Homeschooled still counts as primary school. In fact, usually those ones were all the kids that were smart, right? Those are always usually the smart ones that went on and did something, you know?
Yeah, they graduated.
TJ, weren't you homeschooled? Sure.
What, was I?
Yeah.
No, but we're going to homeschool our kids, I'm pretty sure.
Really? Gosh, that sounds so hard. That sounds so hard.
Well, we don't have as many as you at the current time, so we'll see.
Okay, calm down. All right, learning how to code. Let's see. Okay, so we already read this overview. So learning to code by age. Let's check it out by age.
Oh, interesting.
So 18 and under, mostly online. Look at that number. Almost 90%.
Videos, blogs, and forums. That's not even like, where is docs?
Yeah, school or online
or is this
courses.
Just learning how to code generally. Oh, this is just like, I learned how to code.
Okay,
right?
yeah. This is learning how to code generally.
Okay.
Yeah. What's really crazy is books really aren't very large in here, and neither is Coding Bootcamp. I'm actually a little surprised by that. I figured this number would be way
but they're
higher.
Only 18. They haven't even had time to go to boot camp, a lot of them.
Okay.
Like if you're 12, you probably didn't graduate boot camp already.
Okay, I'm going to say reasonable, TJ. Okay, hold on. I got to start facing you, because when I look this way to look at you, I'm looking away from you, and it just feels really awkward. All right, hold on. Transform. Flip horizontally. Hey, TJ.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, what's up?
Hey.
I'm looking the wrong way. I gotta look this way. I couldn't remember which one.
All right. A family or a friend?
That's pretty awesome. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope Neil likes coding.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm trying to get my kids are starting to like it. All right.
Nice.
So, TJ, do you fall into this category?
No.
Okay.
How young do I think? I have 2 kids.
I don't know how early you got started. All right, so still really high in the online business.
Yeah.
It is just shocking because online. I'm surprised that they have online courses or certifications different than online resources.
Well, that's like going through some like actual class, right? That's not like watching a YouTube playlist or something.
Okay, true. Okay, do you think Fireship has a Fireship certification?
I thought there was something on his program where you could get something, but I don't remember.
I wonder if that counts. All right, school. So 62%, pretty high. Books, pretty high.
Books.
Coding Bootcamp, still really low. Still really low. I'm kind of waiting to see that.
Oh, really? Not a big jump in the next category.
Less in this one. What about this one? Even less. What about the last ones? Even less. Almost getting to my age. Like, even at my age, it's still, like, not very high. By the way, when I was in university, while I was doing my bachelor's in computing science, I remember there was someone in my class, that was like 65. And I always thought, man, that guy is so awesome. Imagine going back to school at 65 and being like, I'm going to learn computers. I don't know why he had like an 84-year-old woman voice, but that's just like how I imagined it. But anyways, dude, he was awesome. It was just crazy to be like, man, you're like a whole new life.
I was taking some classes at like my local community college at various points, and it was just like awesome to see older people in it, and they were just killing it. You're like, go get it, dude. You know, it's just exciting.
Crush it.
Yeah.
All right, let's kind of skip this. Should we get? I kind of feel like this kind of like where people learn to code and all this kind of stuff. It's interesting, but it doesn't seem as exciting. Do you want to kind of get into like the technology side of things?
Let's do some technology.
Let's do some technology. Okay, we're going to start with this one.
Not a huge fan of that red. Can I just be honest?
Red, I feel like they use the wrong technology here. It's just really intense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we start with the most popular technologies.
Let's.
Okay, most popular technologies in 2023. This year, we're comparing the popular technologies across 3 different groups. All respondents, professional developers, and those that are learning to code. This will be super interesting to see those that are learning versus
Ooh.
people who are actually doing things. Because
Yeah.
I assume it's going to be all just TypeScript, Svelte, Solid.js,
Yeah.
React.
Yep.
In the other
Let's see it.
category. Okay, here we go. So, programming, scripting, and markup languages. Okay, so 2023 continues JavaScript's streak as the 11th year in a row as the most commonly used programming language. Do you think that this is a bias selection as part of Stack Overflow?
It just feels like there definitely is bias, right? Because I haven't gone to Stack Overflow in at least like the only time I ever go is if I have a JavaScript problem, actually.
I tend to actually make it there when I'm just like, how do I get this CSS? And it's just like Java, Stack Overflow. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's the thing. But now that I have Copilot, maybe Cody someday.
Yes, true. Nice.
It goes pretty good. So, okay, so JavaScript, HTML, CSS. This does feel like I'm getting trolled right now. Python, Squeal,
Wow.
TypeScript, Bash, and Shell. Okay, that last one, that is shocking.
Let's see it for learning to code. They just don't write that much Bash, I guess. Wow.
They also apparently don't program because they're putting HTML.
I thought you just had some video about HTML's better than C. What you going back on your other videos?
I'm going back at this point. I'm also okay. So this has to be the most surprising out of everything.
Well, I feel like people hear that they should write C. Like they're like, "Hey, want to learn programming?" And then, out comes all the graybeards. You should really learn. If you're not writing C, you really don't know how to code. And then I don't know anything, so they just try and write C. And then obviously it doesn't work because they don't know what they're doing, so they have to go to Stack Overflow.
You think? What about colleges?
University teaches C. That's another good call.
Dang it! Previous opinion invalidated.
I still think that one is for a lot of people who aren't in the main, who are learning alternative ways. They hear that they need to learn C.
Okay. I would like to say that I do love seeing Rust being owned by PHP.
50% more PHPers out there.
This is growth, too. This is learning to code. So this is Rust's, right? Because anyone could
The funnel.
Yeah, the funnel.
Yeah.
Okay, how about professional developers? What do we got here? So
Yeah, that lines up.
JavaScript, obviously, huge. TypeScript, huge. Bash, this still really confuses me. C++ really confuses me, too. Right now, when they say this, what does this mean? Does this mean the language that they're working in?
Scroll up to the top, does it say?
Commonly used. No, it's just what programming languages do you use?
I think it's just whether you've written it or not, basically.
Yeah, is it actually earning money?
No, can't be.
Okay.
Because Rust would be way lower.
Yeah, Rust has to be way lower. Okay, hold on. Someone says faster than Lime has killed this survey for me forever. What does that mean? Is there some things that we don't know? Is there some cool piece of? I do a lot of C++ right now. I do C++ from time again. Yeah, C++ for game devs seems really reasonable and for embedded, but it also seems like Stack Overflow isn't the place people are going to learn those things.
Yep, I don't know.
Okay.
It does seem like a place where a lot of pedantic people would leave notes, and that seems like C++ land would probably be happy.
Okay, that is true. People, I do notice that whenever I do anything with C++, I get the most amount of comments. People love C++ and talking about it. Like, it is the most intense. Well, actually, and then there'll be a comment being like, well, actually, likely, what it actually means. Then someone's like, actually, what likely means. And then someone follows it up with, you get 3-4 definitions of what likely means.
Well, are we talking C++ 17 or C++ 23? I mean, they actually did a backwards incompatible switch with the compiler flags because it was experimental in 17, but now this moved to, and then, okay.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. I don't know why we're talking about it. What's happening? Okay, so I don't know. I'm just going to go back to this.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. Anything else we can take from this? I'm still really skeptical of this whole Rust being 12.5% down here.
I'm sure it's just, have you written this in the last year, right? It's got to be something like that, right? So then where's OCaml? Because it's going to be really low, sadly. But we're going to make note of it.
5% of people writing assembly professionally. Don't believe it. Yeah, I don't see OCaml. Oh, OCaml.
There it is.
Oof.
It hurts. But watch next year. We're going to double.
We're doubling. We're going to double. I think that if we use the power of Twitter
Yeah. It's already happening. It's already happening.
It's already happening. I can feel it. I've been seeing more and more of it. OCaml's almost as popular as Zig.
Nice.
And Zig's the most annoying language people tell you
You'll
about.
find out Zig makes the most money later. Sorry, that's a little spoiler, but someone tagged you about it on Twitter, I'm sure already. So.
No, I didn't know this. Okay.
Oh, nice. You'll see. This is where you're like,
for
okay, this
ruining
survey
everything.
scuffed.
I literally haven't been on Twitter for the last week. I've avoided everything.
Nice.
All right, here we go. So Postgres, first place. None of that surprising. I would expect Postgres. Then MySQL, then SQLite, then Mongo because
don't you mean Squealite?
SQLite, and then Mongo because they, people made bad decisions. Okay, it happened at Netflix. We have a Mongo database that we're needing to change anyways.
We've got legacy. What can you do?
Yeah, I'm surprised about MariaDB.
It's probably just from your stream. People hear you yell Maria, and then they think, I gotta check it out. And then they find the database, and then it's Prime approved.
Yeah. I'm also surprised Hive is not on here.
Wow, they really go a lot of these.
Is Supabase a service or a database?
You're asking the wrong guy. Go ask Rocks.
I thought Supabase was a service. Is it a database or it's a service, right? Yeah, it's a service. That's a little confusing to have something that's a service, but also a database. Supabase is just Postgres. Yeah.
Nice.
I think 2.7.
You think that they would filter these? Why don't they just filter them out? Like, they know that it's not in the spirit of the question. Just remove it.
Well, I think what it shows is that minimum 2.77% of people can't be trusted in whatever this survey is doing right now. It also goes to show
at least an error bar of 2.77% for all questions.
Wow, Mongo is really high among learning to code. Okay, so if you're not a professional developer and you're not learning to code, you're an other coder, and you love MySQL.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, these are boring. Cloud platforms.
Yep.
As expected.
Nothing surprising.
Nothing. Blah 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 blah. Web frameworks. Okay, so this must be the big one. All right. So Node.js, React, jQuery. How is jQuery? How is jQuery? How is 15% of people who are learning to code using jQuery?
I'm just confused. If you read me Node.js, React, Express, and jQuery, I wouldn't be able to put them into one category of thing. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of interesting to have web frameworks and technologies. Node.js, which is really just it's just an environment to run V8.
Yeah, you're like, well, I need to run JavaScript. You're like, well, I guess I use Node.js. So you're like, okay, I guess.
That's a web technology, is it?
It's almost like exactly the opposite of a web technology. Because it's like, run this on your computer.
Oh, you run that? Web technology.
Web tech. I claim this as web tech.
Okay, then a lot of other stuff. I'm surprised Drupal is still around here. Please, oh my goodness, 1% of people are starting off with Drupal. I feel bad.
Where's Elm? Elm? Okay. I was wondering.
I've never really Elmed. I've only done Charm, which is like Elm-like, right?
Yeah, it has some aspects that are like inspired by the stuff, but
okay.
Supposedly the guy who is the maintainer is working on some stuff to bring Elm to the back end, which would be interesting, but I haven't seen any like progress. He did some talk about it, so I'm waiting to hear about it, but it like hasn't had a commit in like 2 years, which is a shame.
That is a shame, and I would also like to say equally as a shame that Quick, which is actively developed on, is losing to Elm, which hasn't had a commit in 2 years. Quick,
when did they do the survey?
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Is that recent? Really?
Yeah, 2023. I had a video on it. It's on my channel. YouTube.com/ThePrimeTimeagen.
The Prime Timeagen. It's a great channel.
It's a great channel. Yeah, you would know.
I'm subscribed.
Oh, you are? What are you subscribed as?
Oh, well, the place I usually subscribe from on YouTube is at TEEJ_DV. That's where I usually subscribe to all the channels that I like.
When you're not making videos, right?
Oh, that's right. I do make some videos.
All right, so other frameworks and libraries. This year we disaggregated .NET to be more specific. Okay. So other frameworks / libraries. .NET 5, NumPy. I'm surprised NumPy isn't just 100%.
Yeah, like you haven't touched NumPy in a year.
That BS. Everyone, like, at some
Lies.
point you copy some way to make a graph and you matplotlib and you use
Yep.
pandas, numpy, and matplotlib. You don't know what you're doing, and out comes a graph, and you're just like, graph.
I know why though. It's because most of them don't know it's actually called NumPy. They think it's called NP and PD.
That's
Because
probably
they
true.
import it as those things. So they just didn't even know that it's called NumPy or pandas.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable. It is also interesting that Spring Framework is
Oh baby.
an other frameworks, whereas it's
Wait,
whereas
isn't Spring
Express,
made for
which is like the Node version in some sense, is over here. This is very confusing separation.
Yeah. Wow,
Okay.
Flutter 9%. That's higher than I would have thought.
CUDA. All right, let's go.
Good at what?
CUDA D's. This is an extremely confusing grouping. Like, how do you even?
I think we just need to go to the next one. Hugging Face transformers.
How is this in the same place as Qt, which is the same place as Apache Kafka, which is the same place as NumPy? Like, they are so different. Like, what is this list?
And they got 70,000 responses. So, I mean, clearly it's scientific.
It's this is science. All right. Other tools. This year, Docker's the top used other tool among all respondents. Okay.
I love that as a category. It's the top used other tool. Like, wow, thanks. I love being the second place loser.
I also like that a lot of these other tools also happen to be all geared around JavaScript. We got NPM, we got Yarn, we got Webpack, we got Vite.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm missing. I don't know what chocolatey is, but I'm just gonna assume it's another one.
It's the Windows installer thing.
Yep. And notice C++ has the same problem. They got Make, they got CMake, they got Ninja, right?
Nice.
Same
I
thing.
can't believe Ninja made the crossover from Fortnite to build system.
It's really incredible. Once he stopped dyeing his hair blue, I mean, the world opened up.
Speaking of blue hair dye,
I don't know if I can do it yet. Okay, I'm still working on it.
you already had the wedding that you said that was I can't do it because I'm going to a wedding and my father-in-law finally respects me and doesn't think that I'm a weirdo who streams in a cow barn. Whoa.
It's a
my
horse
life's so
barn?
sad, tiny violin. And now what?
It's a
What's the
horse
excuse now?
barn. Very different. Okay.
And we're just waiting.
I'm
Just waiting to hear.
Integrated
Leave a comment,
development
blue
environments.
hair when you watch this later. Comments blue hair below for Prime to wear blue hair.
Okay, yeah. Comment. If I get 1,000 comments, I'll definitely dye my hair blue because those are the 1,000 remaining subs that never came in. Okay, you got that, YouTube?
You stopped the subs. You stopped the count. You literally were like,
Stop the count! Stop the count! All right, integrated development environment. This kind of already feels like a cheat going on here.
hacks.
Okay, so Visual Studio Code is the most frequently used IDE. Then Vim and Notepad++, common IDEs that we all know about and use regularly, specifically Notepad++.
Can you go to just professional for a second? I just want to see the professional numbers. Did it even change?
I think it went slightly in favor of...
So you're telling me 25% of professional software developers are like, yeah, I use Notepad++ regularly? What is the question? Can you scroll up? What's the question?
They don't give you the question, which I think is really frustrating. I'd love to see their question and like what they're trying to say. That's all it is. Integrated development environment.
I think it's at the bottom. Maybe at the bottom of this.
Which development environment do you use regularly over the past year? And which do you want to work with over the next year? Please check all that apply.
Notepad++? What the? I was gonna say how cool it is that NeoVim has like 12% or 11% of developers, But like, imagine getting a third of the developers as VS Code and being Notepad plus.
It is
just
strange.
really shows you. It just really shows you what people's expectations are.
Yeah, I don't even know what I honestly don't even know what to do with this list, because there's also people are regularly using Nano.
Well, it's like probably to write commit messages.
Because they're using Notepad++ to develop in,
Right.
and they don't have Git integration.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
I still can't believe 75% use VS Bleep. You know, that is really crazy.
That is crazy.
But, obviously, it's a little bit skewed. This is where like I feel like the skew comes in for sure, because it's like, I don't know, the people that are on Stack Overflow are asking the kind of questions like everybody was writing JavaScript. Not everybody actually writes JavaScript in the whole world. So
Yeah.
there's lots of people writing no JavaScript codes.
There's actually quite a few people. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if more people don't than do. Probably. Anyways, Visual Studio also. I think this might be the biggest shocker.
That is a big shock.
That's
well,
a-
we've got Beastco.
We do got Bisco.
They want to be like Beastco, so that makes sense.
See, I got people saying they hate JavaScript. Yeah, game dev's an entire branch where JavaScript is just like not a thing. It's like
And
Lua.
they're not using the VSCs, you know.
They're probably not using a lot of VSC. Probably a lot of C Lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. This represents the game devs that are on this this site.
We're here.
We got it. I don't know what Condo is, but okay.
Someone probably just like got a bunch of their friends to write in their personal text editor.
All right, asynchronous tools. Here, let's read the question. Which collaborative work management and or code documentation tools do you use regularly over the past year, and which do you want to work with over the next year? All right, so Jira. See, the problem is that they're not saying, like, do people want to work with it?
That's later.
Okay.
That's the second phase of these questions.
Okay, Jira and Confluence are two of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
It's true. Once Atlassian releases a few more products, it's over.
They got Bitbucket or Stash. They have Jira. They have Confluence. I don't know what the fourth one is, though. What's the
Well, that's what
pale
I'm saying.
horse?
Like, it hasn't been released, otherwise it'd be the apocalypse already.
Oh, okay. So that's the reason why we're still here, is that they haven't released the fourth one.
Otherwise, it was gonna all be over in 2012. But like, they just missed their deadlines.
Damn, they're under a very stressful environment. Markdown
The
file.
Jira wasn't working.
Okay, Markdown file makes sense. Trello, GitHub discussions. None of this seems. I mean, that seems a little strange. I don't even know what Miro is.
It's like a collaborative board where you can like drag sticky notes and it's real time. It's like Google Docs with a
Miro's
canvas,
great.
basically, kind of thing.
Okay. More maybe closer to Trello.
Yeah, except like instead of being, it's like freeform, more like a whiteboard, online interactive whiteboard, basically.
Okay, cool. Apparently, people use Basecamp.
Nice.
Yeah, they don't believe in types over at Basecamp.
They do not. They
No.
do not believe in those.
No, they don't.
exist.
All right, let's see what synchronous
I
tools
wish he
are.
would come on and talk to you about it. That would be so fun.
Who?
DHH.
I cannot imagine he would come on to this. I practically ratioed him in a tweet, and he did not respond.
I know. That's why, but I'm still saying it would be fun.
I would do
You'd
it.
give him the best treatment out of anybody
I would
else who
give him-
disagrees with him, because he's people don't like him so much that it feels they can't have a conversation with him.
I would give him the best possible chance. DHH, if you're
Yeah.
listening, I'd give you the best possible chance to defend yourself.
Just smacked me. The best possible chance. Come out.
Wow. Which communication tools do you use regularly over the past year, and which do you want to work with over the next year? So this is for what they're referring to as synchronous tools. So Slack is definitionally an asynchronous tool. Unless if they're
gonna say-
specifically meaning Hangouts or whatever they call those little
Huddles.
huddles. That's what they're calling huddles.
I was gonna say maybe it feels synchronous because my whole computer locks up when I open it.
It's synchronous because it's Electron. I got nothing else going on while it's loading up. Microsoft Teams. I am shocked this many people use Microsoft Teams.
That's a lot.
And then pours like Zoom, Google Meet, WhatsApp. That is weird. I have never, and Telegram. That can't be useful. Signal.
Just for like work?
What? Like, do you work at a money laundering crypto firm? Because that's the only people I can imagine using Signal.
Guys, we can't have them know that we don't actually have any of the money in crypto that we said we've had for the past 3 years.
And we can't have the government listening to our conversation. So we're all on Signal.
We gotta insta delete the messages, otherwise CoffeeZilla is gonna get us.
Oh no. Cisco WebEx Teams.
Nice.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
Zulip, isn't that what the Rust team uses to organize all of their great communication skills for the Rust Foundation and Rust project?
Yeah, I've seen it in a few open source communities. NeoVim's got one that there's the tree sitter people use it, but I'm not sold on it. It feels like a fire hose of stuff.
Okay. I've never used it. I've just never heard of the rest.
Cool Fire Core.
Cool Fire Core. When you want to be part of the cool kids. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What's up, fellow kids? I've got a new synchronous chat application called Cool Fire Core.
Core. What is the primary operating system in which you work? All right, let's see what we got here. Windows. Okay, that's not surprising if you go worldwide.
It's true.
Worldwide.
Or like work at companies.
Yeah. So I'd say that what this says to me with Mac being this dominant is that we must have like a heavy... I'm not sure what country uses Windows the most, but I've been told by statistics of some companies that India uses the most Windows. So I don't know if that's true by percentages, or the Silicon Valley, Mac OS.
I used Windows at my first job.
You did?
Yeah. Big enterprise place. You deploy, like, all your code just runs somewhere else. You don't run anything locally. Like, it doesn't matter. You can't run it. It's not possible. Blah, blah, blah.
something, Docker. Ouch.
Something. No, we didn't have Docker. We just had literally a huge server farm downstairs that like was where you deployed things with different staging environments. So you just didn't have the capability of running it. So then it was like, well, Windows is cheap and affordable and provides good user like management stuff, right? So it makes sense for a big, a big one. Yeah.
Ubuntu. That's a little surprising.
Oh, year of the Linux desktop. Is it happening?
Is it happening? I mean, it's gonna overtake Mac OS potentially.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, all the other maidenless versions like Debian, other Linux-based one, Arch,
Linux,
Red Hat, Fedora,
Linux,
BSD.
Linux.
That's surprising.
Actually, what you're referring to is GNU.
GNU, which I've recently taken. Haiku, not even sure. Solaris.
Isn't Haiku the Linux variant that runs on the Mac stuff? Like they made, or no, that's Asahi or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. They got a bunch of, they're like all these people spending like 1 million hours trying to get Linux run on Mac.
Yep, don't know any of this.
Okay, nice.
Hey, thanks for holding my coffee cup. Appreciate that.
Anytime. Do you want a little bit more? Or can I just pour some out of the thermos?
Yeah, you could. Go for it. Here you go. Could you get it? Okay, thank you.
There you go.
All right.
And by the way, if there's a coffee sponsor out there that wants to get in front of a lot of software developers, you know where to talk.
Are you okay there? Look at this right now. Think if you are a coffee sponsor in front of 2,300 people who find looking at a Stack Overflow survey entertaining. I mean, this is your moment.
Anything.
They'll buy anything. Come on, right now.
These guys got nothing to do.
They got nothing to do. Chat, tell them how much you would buy right now. How many units of coffee we talking right now?
Just, in grams.
Yeah, can I get your gram weight of coffee? You'd buy it right now. 78,
daily
69
intake.
units. Yep.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of revenue.
Yeah, imagine. That could be you right now, Network Chuck and or Commuter, or someone else with whom may potentially answer. Or Costco. Kirkland. Hey. I'm an executive member.
We love affordability.
Okay? I'm an executive Costco member. Okay?
Whoa!
PHP Max Int. $5 a month. $5! Okay. Oh, crap. I've lost my position. Where am I?
That was close.
There we go. Stack Overflow. Okay, so AI search tools. By the way, do you use much of AI search tools?
I don't use a lot of
Oh, did I die?
Because
Did you die or did I die?
I don't know. I'm back now.
Okay.
You're with me now.
Why don't you start over again?
Okay. I don't really know why they call them AI search tools. It's kind of weird to call it, like, most of the AI tooling that I use isn't really involved around like search. You know what I mean?
No, go on.
Well, like, I wouldn't consider ChatGPT like primarily a search tool, right? Like, it's a reasoning engine. Like, I use it to talk to and like provide reasoning, and I'll paste context in and other things like that, right? So I don't, like, I just don't really consider it like search like I do like Google.
Yeah,
right?
What's that one that everyone's been using that it's like it is a search engine? Chat. Tell us right now. There's like someone keeps telling
like
me to use it.
Findy or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. It's PH. It's like Findy, Findy. Yeah. Find.
Yeah,
there
find.
Find. There you go.
But like, yeah, I mean, well, we can talk about it later. I don't want to shill too much.
Cody.
Yeah, well, like, we're working on one at my day job.
Yeah, SourceGraph Cody. They reached out to me and wondering if I would like to promote it.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I haven't responded.
I guess you are.
Yeah, I guess I might. Maybe. Hashtag ad.
Well, I'm not necessarily for particularly Cody, but what I'd like to see with more of the search tools is like finding ways to provide additional context. Like, that's what where I think LLMs like shine a lot better is when you give them additional like context about the question that you want answered, right? So I think it's kind of a little bit like, then it's more of a search in some ways. I don't know. I just wouldn't really call it search, but I use like AI tools quite a bit.
Okay. People are saying, by the way, go to response numbers to me. I don't know. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Do people really care?
I guess so.
Okay, here, we'll go to responses for now. All right, so let's do this AI search tools. Which AI-powered search tools do you use regularly over the past year, and which do you want to work with over the next year? So ChatGPT, I'm surprised that many people are using it. I used it once for Python. I had to make some graphs, so I was just like, all right, make me some graphs, and it was a nice experience. It errored a few times, and what I realized is after about the 2.5 hours I spent making the graph the way I wanted, I probably could have spent about an hour just reading a few documentations, and I would have been done pretty quick. Yep. And then I would know how to do it, and I wouldn't have to go back to ChatGPT to make me learn how to do it. Because every time I got an error, I was like so deep in the script that I just kept pasting it back in and making it work. And I realized, am I being like super inefficient here?
Yeah, I think that's like a problem with the current iteration of like a lot of these AI chat tools is they don't have enough context to answer the questions well that you want, and like in the style and with the other libraries that you're using and all this other stuff, right? Like if you have it over your works code base, you don't want to just like add 5 new libraries because that's what ChatGPT decided was the good one, right? Like you should use the ones with the versions that you have.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Also surprised Bing AI. I just assume everybody's trying to get it to convince them to leave their wife for Bing AI.
Yeah, I figure that's just the people who need a break from work, and they're like, maybe I can get Bing to freak out again.
How do we poke it? What do we do? Okay, so first off, I don't know who Andy is, but I love that there's an AI Andy now.
React Andy.
There's a React Andy. There's a chat Andy, and now there's an AI Andy. This is fantastic. This is just fantastic.
Nice.
If others, please specify.
Obviously, an AI collated these. Like,
that's not how you're supposed to do that, Field. You're supposed to say the others.
You just write specify.
All right, AI developer tools. So, okay, which AI-powered developer tools do you use regularly over the past year? Again, ChatGPT, kind of strange. So Copilot and Tab9, those are probably the ones I expected the most to happen. Code Whisperer. Have you tried Code Whisperer?
Haven't tried it yet. Although I did recently remove Copilot, and I felt no like noticeable difference in like my day-to-day thing. I just removed it recently because I'm working on some stuff for work, and
Cody,
and so I like removed it so that I could test the stuff that I'm doing, and like most of the time I have it off because I'm not finished, and I've noticed literally no difference in what I'm doing.
Yeah, every time I use Copilot, I really truly only use it for one thing at this point, which is like I have a struct, and I just need to like just put the variables that I've already written up here into the output format, and I'm just like too lazy to type it at that point.
Yeah, or like you've written 3 if statements, and like you've got some default return that you're writing for each one. It's like, I got you.
Yeah.
But for a bunch of those, what I laugh is like, Well, a bunch of them, I think you get basically the same completion from your LSP, so it's like not that much of a big win. And then the second thing is if you're using Vim or NeoVim, by the way, you can use Control X, Control L to complete the line, and you can complete the whole line, right? So like there's just built-in already completion. So for a bunch of the kinds of things where I'm like, oh, I just want to complete this whole line again. Well, I just complete the whole line because it's been built into my editor since like before I was born.
That's pretty reasonable. I actually have no idea what Control X or Control L does.
You help ins completion. You'll like it. There's a bunch of good ones in there.
TJ, do you want to do a series where you help me make my Vim better?
Yeah, if you actually listen, unlike when I send you DMs.
No, we would do it live, and you would just tell me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right. That way,
then that seems good.
The DMs are live. It's just us.
Oh, so chat can shame you when you don't do what I say.
Yes. There you go. Chat, thank you.
I'm in. Yeah.
Okay, you're in? Okay. All right. Admired versus desired.
Here you go. This is the one that you're interested in, and they changed it from like loved and hated or whatever.
Okay. To admired and desired.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stay awake at night and I just sit there and desire NeoVim, knowing that I can't do anything about it. All right, hold on. Let's first go down.
My top favorite things, I'm just thinking like, wow, George Washington or like Martin Luther King Jr. or like NeoVim. It's just like the things I really admire in this life.
Yep. Exactly. It's like, do I try to kiss my wife or do I go and try to get the next plugin for NeoVim? The desire really is just a hard one to kind of get going here. Okay,
so I can't relate.
Chat, sorry. Chat's a bunch of they're a bunch of tarnished. They don't understand. All right, so this is a very confusing diagram.
Yes.
Apparently, nobody desired flow, but a lot of people admired flow.
Well, 0.2%. Well, can we scroll to the top? What does it actually say for the words?
No, 0.2% desired it. 25% admire it.
I don't get it though.
I don't get it either.
What are the words? What does it say at the very top section of this about
this
explaining?
This one. This is the question.
Desired and admired, though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Let's look at that. Okay.
They had like an 8-paragraph explanation.
I skipped right. It's classic me reading the documentation. All right. In addition to reporting what popular technologies developers used in the past year, we have some technologies, tools that developers are currently using and they know they want to use again in the future. This year, we've added a new section to the survey results for technology trends for those who have used or want to use programming languages, tools, environments, libraries, etc. There should be two et ceteras for it to be a proper et cetera, that we have dubbed admired and desired. To better gauge hype versus reality, we've created a visualization that shows the distance between the proportion of respondents who want to use the technology, desired, and the portion of users that have used the same technology in the past year and want to continue to use it, admired. Okay, so desired is only those who don't use it but want to, versus are using it and then still want to use it next year.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So right now, JavaScript has a lot more people admiring it, wanting to use it next year than actually desiring it. Why is there no place that exists where there's more? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So admire always has to be greater than desired in this case. Okay. I wonder, do they have like an inverse later on where it's how many people currently use something and do not wish to continue? The opposite of desired versus admired, right? Like
maybe that's the next one. Worked with versus want to work with. Maybe that's the next one.
Working with versus do not wish to continue to work with, right? Like what's the one where you're working with it and you don't want to work with it in the future? All right. Anyways, so JavaScript obviously number one. Python has more people admiring it.
Nice.
But less people necessarily using it. TypeScript, exact same thing. I think once you start using TypeScript, you find the curve of disillusionment where it's not necessarily as great as you were hoping it to be.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. See, how do you admire HTML?
These words are so weird. Why did they not pick two different words that have real meanings for what they're talking about?
Nobody knows. All right. So C is, I guess C is not super surprising. Right? That people who use it kind of want to keep on using it versus people just want to learn it because they always have it in their head that C is this language that you use, the graybeard problem you talked about earlier.
It's so weird though. Like, it feels like people who are writing PHP today still. Maybe there's people stuck at like big enterprise places writing PHP or something. But it seems like the people who are using PHP today are just like killing it. Like they're just like, oh, I just ship with Laravel and I'm like really happy and like everything works just fine. I never have to think about all this dumb stuff that the JavaScripters have to think about. So how is it only at 40%?
Okay, so that is actually a good point. Also, could you say that the inverse of desired would be 91% of people who responded with currently working with PHP do not wish to continue to work with it?
Can we scroll back up? I got to read this again. I'm getting confused.
Okay, so let's see. So desired is the proportion of respondents who want to use a technology desired, and the proportion of users that have used the same technology in the past year and want to continue using it, admired.
Right.
Oh,
so
I
that's
got
what
it
makes me
backwards.
confused.
Dang it, I got it backwards.
You've been doing it backwards.
Dang it.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, admired should be people who have been using PHP in the last year and want to keep using it.
Yes.
Right? So that seems kind of weird because it's like I just expected more people to be enjoying PHP who are currently using it. This isn't have touched PHP ever and hate it. Obviously, if you touched PHP in 2003, then maybe you would hate it, right? That's like different.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me just read this one more time just so we're not confused.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call.
We created a visualization that shows the distance between the proportion of respondents who want to use the technology desired and the proportion of users who have used the same technology in the past year and want to continue using it. Okay, so
it does seem like you could have it would have been possible to have desired be more than admired.
In fact, it should actually happen quite regularly, especially with something like Rust. Right? Because Rust, there should be more people. Okay, so admired are people who are using it and want to continue using it versus the proportion of people who want to start using. Okay, so desired must be out of all respondents. Only 30% of people want to use Rust in the future versus 84% of people who are currently using Rust want to continue to use Rust.
That's correct. That's a big spread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's confusing. Zig, not.
Look at Lua, though, doing pretty good. People want to keep writing Lua.
Well, less than half. If we're going to be real here.
Yeah, but look at all the people that don't want to write their languages, though.
That's true. I mean, there is Elixir. I guess Elixir has a high retained ability. So would you say that as this number goes up, you actually have more people being retained in the language?
Yeah, that means that you really like it if you have a high admired and you want to keep working in it. And if there's a big spread, that means that the hype hasn't caught up, right? Because it's like, okay, so only 5% of people think, I want to write Elixir next year, but like 75% of people writing Elixir like it. So that probably means maybe you're missing out on something. Maybe you should be checking out Elixir.
Interesting.
Maybe you should be calling up Shy Rye.
Yeah, Shy Rye in the chat. Okay, so that means Rust has the most admired, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, but that also means that I should learn Raku. I don't want to learn it.
Apex? The random Salesforce language?
People loving Apex, you know what I mean?
Right, OCaml, not bad.
Where's OCaml? Where are you, OCaml?
It's up a little bit.
Okay. It has a higher admiration rating than Lua.
Yeah, and like a lot of other languages here. Okay, not the worst. We're gonna change that perspective though. We're gonna get it way up there.
Wow, there's just so many. Like Elixir's huge. Zig is really good. I think if you have a 70%, that is pretty incredible.
Yeah, Clojure. We read some Clojure recently.
Was it pretty good?
Did it make you admire it?
No, I didn't. I neither desired nor admired Clojure. Clojure is trash. Okay. What about Ruby? Yeah, where is Ruby? Okay, Groovy. Okay, people should not be admiring that. Where is Ruby? I
can't believe a third of people said, I still want to do this.
After doing it, said, I could do that again. I'm also surprised. Yeah. Okay, so this can't be right. This makes no sense. Everyone who writes Haskell writes it for a lifetime. It's like a monogamous language.
There's some fake news here because it's like Pick gets made fun of every day for Haskell, and he's still like, blah, blah, there's nothing so elegant as including all my language features and picking my custom language within Haskell.
Types become the program. And you're just like, oh, okay.
I'm just monads,
Yeah.
And then
something's broken
what?
here.
Only 50% of them like it? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't believe it at all. Don't believe it at all. Same with Go. Go actually is pretty high, which I'm a bit surprised by.
Oh, by the way, I heard the funniest term that I think you need to include in the new repertoire.
Yeah.
From T.S. Oding or T. Soding, however you like to
Coding.
say his name.
You say his coding.
Soding.
Soding.
Comp soy. Like he calls all functional languages comp soy languages instead of comp sci languages. I really like it. I think I need to get it into my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, my vernacular, if you will. Comp soy.
Interesting. All right, so here is a bunch of databases. I don't really care.
Don't care.
I don't know how anyone can really admire a database. When I've been
But
using...
That's why it's weird. It's just like, it should just be called continue. Like, instead of admire. Because all you're saying is, I just want to use it again next year.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the big thing is it's like, I have to use a database. There's not a choice in that. So I guess I'm going to use one. Which one do I just use? So SQLite. I'll just use SQLite. Boom. Yeah. Move on.
Next.
Weird. That's just a weird one. Cloud platforms. This also seems strange, right? Like you're hosting it somewhere. Which one do you like, or which one do you dislike the least?
Look at Vercel. Holy cow.
Vercel is killing it. They're the most,
wow.
the second most admired, next to Hetzner.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Classic. Hetzner.
Yeah.
I've actually never heard of Hetzner. What is Hetzner?
Hetzner's kind of like Linode, sort of. They do more like Linode style deployment things. But I don't know exactly their pricing model and stuff. They're cheap hosts kind of things.
All right, and do you think that Amazon just has such a high desired rating because everyone just wants to become a DevOpser? Like what's the purpose? Why are people desiring?
I guess if you have to pick one and you were like, I know that I need to get on a platform, I guess wouldn't you just be like, I guess I just pick AWS? Like that's the one that I'd want to do.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I would expect that though this admired number to be like on the other side.
Yeah, but probably a lot of them are like coming from Google Cloud or somewhere else, so they were like, oh, this was terrible. And AWS, like, at least it's not gonna shut down the service on me next week.
True. Okay. Web frameworks and technologies.
Oh,
Phoenix,
Shy Rai, are you here?
Shy Rai, do you hear this?
Shy Rai.
Okay. So, I wonder if this admired will go down. I wonder if like you have to measure, because every 2 years React changes its mind about what should be done. And then a bunch of people get upset. Like, I wonder if in the off years, this number would go down and then goes back up as everyone has now relearned the new way, and then goes back down.
I've been seeing a lot of people upset about React Server components, like in the last, like it's climbing because people, like a lot of library maintainers and stuff, because it just keeps on changing, or there's bugs or other stuff. I don't know. Be interesting to see what happens.
It is. And again, they put Node.js and React into the same thing.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I use them for exactly the same stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of interchangeable. I know some people that like to use Node.js instead of React.
It's just pick your poison. I got the SSRI, ISG, incremental static return propagations going on with both of them, so it's kind of whichever one you like.
Yep, absolutely. I actually was just telling my wife that the other day. All right, so where's Phoenix? Wow, people love Phoenix. But nobody knows what Phoenix is. Okay, quick question. Let's go back up to Elixir.
Okay.
How many people wanted to learn Elixir? 4.45% of those, the same amount, almost the same amount, wanted to learn Phoenix. Yeah. Pretty high overlap
makes
right
sense. There. Yep, makes sense.
Phoenix is I know Phenix has something to do with Elixir and the ability to like.
It's kind of like the default, Elixir framework. Yeah, kind of like Laravel kind of idea.
Okay, so Phoenix is the Laravel of Elixir?
I think that's a pretty fair way to say, although I'm sure everybody involved with all those languages and projects, regardless of which side, just got offended.
But we all know that the PHP people are like, man, that was ridiculous. Oh, well, I'm going to go back. And then that's the end of theirs.
Fan self with money.
Oh, this is just so sad what's happening here.
Oh, time to get in my Lambo. See you guys.
All right. Okay, so React.js, not necessarily admired as much as, say, Node.js. It's also cool to see something like Svelte being so high.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really big. It's kind of crazy, too, because you think about it, it's just like, that's a really big percentage, and Svelte just kind of is just crushing it, and it's not that big of a project. Like, it was just kind of like random a little bit ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't well known, and same with Solid.js. Solid.js is also really, really high. Okay, so people like to use that. I mean, I've been using a little bit of Solid.js at Netflix for one of the tools I'm making. By the way, I work at Netflix if you didn't know. And honestly,
cow.
I've built a lot of projects from the ground up using React, and Solid.js is just easier. I swear, it just makes me less hate my life than React.
Can't wait till you get to HTMX, though. That's going to be on this list next year and crushing it.
Oh, I cannot wait. The HTMX curve is going to happen so good.
Oh, it's a hockey stick year, baby. It's a hockey stick year.
It is. Everyone loves, what's it called? Vue. Everyone I hear talk about Vue seems so popular, but I'm surprised that the admiration for it is lower than React, which I never hear people talk super positive. Well, I mean, Theo talks super positive, but everybody else seems to talk super positive about Vue.
It's got to be, some of these have got to be just getting crushed by people working at an enterprise for some of them. You know, they just got like Vue 1.037 stuck on or something. I have no idea what version Vue is on, but it's like...
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. They got some weird dinosaur version, which is nothing like Vue, and now they're just like forever.
Well, you see, Tom was using Vue, so we know we have to keep using Vue.
Interesting. Okay, it's crazy. Okay, other frameworks and libraries. Again, we're going to go into this weirdness again.
Oh, no, just skip it.
Okay, Swift UI is the highest rated of them.
No, that's Tori.
Oh, that's Tori. My bad. Also, really confusing that this graph goes from 0 to 80%. They really shouldn't have normalized it. That makes it really hard.
Oh.
So
I would have not guessed that that's 77. I would have guessed 90.
I would have guessed high in the 90s. All right. Well, people love Tori. Maybe that
makes sense.
That's the reason why I get that question so often. Also, I'm very surprised about .NET. I'm still just shocked that C#. I guess when you measure C# against NumPy and Kafka, C# or .NET 5 is amazing.
The common comparison.
Common comparison. Whenever I'm thinking about comparing, I always think maybe what is the difference between CUDA and Electron? Like, who wants to know which one more? What the hell
I feel like we should just change apples and oranges to CUDA and Electron. Like,
you're kind of measuring CUDA and Electron right now, which could be actually put on the same list when you really think about it. All right, other tools. All right, hold on. Other tools. Which developer tools for compiling, building, and testing have you extensive development working over the past year? Okay, so Docker still is doing well.
I'm surprised it's 75%.
I'm surprised because Docker, like, if you start using it for dev, can be quite the pain in the ass. I'm surprised that anyone admires NPM.
I just think ideal package management solution. This is what peak performance looks like.
Pip.
You may not like it.
Pip is someone admires Pip. That's cool.
Maybe it's managers. They thought it was performance improvement plan.
Oh, no. Yeah, like Pips. Got to put all your employees on one every now and then.
Constantly, I'm just throwing them on the Pips. Really gets them working hard, extra hours.
Vite, not surprised, just because JavaScript has been such a heap of doo-doo garbage that Vite's the only solution that I've used that I still can't figure out how to solve the CGS ECMAScript module problem, whatever you call it.
As far as I understand, it's an unsolved problem.
It's an unsolved. I still cannot use Chart.js 4 and have a normal Common JS project still. Like, to this day, I cannot do it.
Why is it like this?
I don't. Nobody knows why you can't
include like this.
Nobody knows. This is a real professional technology.
It's all just JavaScript. It's not even like it's getting compiled. It's just going to be JavaScript at the end.
And at the end, they're still just like default export and named exports. It's not like these are vastly different. They're just still the same crap. Like, how haven't we figured it out? Oh, no.
Oh, man.
It's emotionally painful. I also think it's really strange that people, I mean, I guess maybe it's not that strange that people admire Cargo. But I
It's a
think
pretty good package management solution and build solution.
yeah. But what I think is
Imagine
really
writing CMake for 15 years, and then you run into a Rust project where you just type cargo build.
okay, yeah, I can see that being really amazing. But the thing that gets me kind of confused is this desired column. Like, I get it for Docker, right? Docker
Yeah.
has like things you want to desire to learn.
That makes sense, yeah.
But who in the world desires npm? You know what I've been really missing right now? I've been using CMake. Kind of wishing it was npm right now.
That's a good question. Who is marking down desired? I guess it's just like, that's basically like another way of saying I'd like to learn JavaScript.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, because I figured Docker and Kubernetes would be higher. Like, I have some, I guess, romantic desire to learn Kubernetes as much as I have, say, to learn French. But, you know, like, am I going to learn it? You know, it's a completely different story here.
Both of those are the love language of my wife, so I'm working on French and Kubernetes.
But Cargo, what are you learning exactly?
Cargo Road.
Cargo space?
No, Cargo Road.
I can't believe we just... Okay, well, that was the dumbest thing I've said in a long time.
Next section.
I am shocked that anyone wants to learn Gradle. Can we just take a moment here and be like, who?
Wait, apt is in this list.
There's like apt purge and apt install. What else are you doing?
I'm really thinking I'd like to learn it next year. I'm just really not in a headspace where I think I can wrap myself around this.
I got a lot on my plate this year. You know, I'm gonna learn npm, and I don't think I can double up.
I've only got room in my head for one solution at a time for installing things. Oh,
and then they have Nix right here. Nix, completely more confusing than Bun. How do you have Bun and Nix in the same list? Like, how is this even possible?
I want to learn it. Bun run, I guess. I don't know.
Nix, Bun, Ninja. This has to be the most confusing test of things like I've ever seen in my lifetime. It isn't
Wasmer.
Isn't
this is Wasmer is down here?
Isn't that a company?
I thought it's a runtime, right? Is it not?
Is it? I always forget if it's there's a company Wasmer.io, and then there's the runtime Wasmer, and then there's Godot. I thought that was a game programming thing.
What is Google Test?
I think Google Test is for C++, right? Am I wrong? Can someone verify Google Test for C++? Godot is a game engine. Okay, I thought Godot was a game engine. Okay, so this is genuinely the craziest language I've ever seen. Okay, so yes. So, okay, Google Test is for C++. There's literally the Jest for C++, followed by the build system Ninja, followed by Bun, a runtime that uses JS Core, followed by Nix, which apparently makes you break up relationships, and then a game engine, Godot. I really don't understand any of this. This is the strangest thing.
Is the last one lib little test? What is this?
Probably something with C++ or C. That sounds like a C testing
How
library.
did they get enough respondents that they got to number 59.46?
Well, because remember, it's a percentage.
Right,
So,
but I'm saying, like, what number divides into 59? That means they had to have a lot, right?
yeah, you'd have to have... What would
I don't
you
know
have to
exactly
have?
which one it is, but that's a weird number to get to.
Okay. It can't be three people. Can't be three people because that would have been, you know, it would have been like 66.6%. 2 out of 3 continue on to use it. But now, obviously, this is a way more intense number. That had to be like so many out of 14, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. That's funny.
All right. Let's see. All right. So here we go. Integrated development environments. All right. So VS Code, apparently people still love it.
They do. But
Wow.
Guess who got most admired? Let's go.
Where's NeoVim? Where is NeoVim? NeoVim.
Let's go. Who would win $30 million a year or a couple of open source people. You know what I mean? Like, who would win?
That is such a good point. There is so many millions of dollars over so many years being spent on this one product. And it's like you, Befrettel, and a couple other people trying to keep up with Bram and the language changes he's doing. And you're still winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I do find it very funny just picturing like there's some Microsoft exec who he's like just got an MBA, not like any coding stuff, and reading through this response, and they've got to be triggered every year when they see this. What is this freaking NeoVim project? Their funding isn't one developer a year, but they're not even at one developer.
Yeah, imagine that. Not even one developer. How many people are on the VS Code team? Do you know?
I looked it up recently. I think they've got like 30-ish full-time exclusively on the editor. So that doesn't count, all the people making the Python extension, the TypeScript extensions, working on like, you know what I'm saying? And there's some people there that you're like, holy cow. They got one of the guys who wrote the domain. I don't have the book over here. I think like one of the guys who wrote the domain modeling book. Like this guy's been around for a while. So he's not only making $250K. You know what I mean?
He's not a cheap guy.
So
wow.
I think it's something like that. I could look it up again because I was trying to figure it out, and they happened to mention it recently on some like live stream, and I was very surprised.
Wow. Again, Notepad++ still coming in with a strong admire rate. I'm really confused about this still. And Xcode. Having anyone admire this is shocking. Xcode is I'd rather use Fleet. I'd rather learn Helix.
I found it. Here you go, Bron.
Okay.
28 engineers, 6 PMs, 3 UX, and 1 writer. That's exclusively on the VS Code team.
That's a lot of money right there.
That is a lot of money a year. That's at all Microsoft salaries and benefits and cost.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. And they still can't be the most desired. Or the most admired. Sorry, admired. And Vim, NeoVim has to still go over the hurdle of being Vim.
Yeah, right. You type letters and it doesn't do anything.
You still have to do that.
You just type in it and you just don't do anything.
Dang.
Oh, man.
Okay, asynchronous tools, again, shocked anyone admire. Like, I can't believe this is real when I see this. That people...
I do love that Jira's getting crushed by a markdown file.
README.md, better than Jira for project management.
Talk about a split in terms of funding.
Markdown, nothing. Jira. Hundreds of engineers.
It's literally just text with highlighting.
You just love that, don't you? Do you use Jira at your job?
We don't use Jira. No.
Man, ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And the rest of this, I don't really care. Honestly, I don't really care about a lot of this. I'm curious about Notion. Where's Notion? Okay, people kind of like Notion, right? GitHub discussions also.
Weird that they got GitHub projects now and they're all right. That's what we use usually.
Okay, they're all right.
Because then it's just only issues, which is nice.
Confluence. I
thought that was like a knowledge store thing.
It is. It's a wiki.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that it has that much people wanting to learn how to use it.
Yeah, continue using it. You got a coin flip whether someone's like, yeah, I'm really ready to do Confluence again next year.
What are you going to do next year? I don't want to use it. But I guess Trello somehow is the worst out of all the popular ones. And people would rather use Confluence than Trello. Wow. This is strange. This is very, very strange. Is Obsidian on this list, right? Because I know there's a bunch of people that love that crap. I don't see it. You don't see it?
Don't see it.
Basecamp? Not very admired.
Okay, what are the odds do you think that there's people that just go and fill out bad responses for everything associated with DHH? Because I feel like this is the crowd that would be like, I know DHH makes base camp. I'm gonna say I use it and I don't want to use it again next year.
That's pretty reasonable. Okay, synchronous tools. Again,
Oh, nice.
Slack.
The asynchronous ones.
the old classic asynchronous synchronous ones. All right, so one quick thing to know again. This line right here, is it even 80? Okay, it is 80%. So
Okay.
Slack is admired 69% of the time.
Nice.
You know, I mean, Discord, Slack, I don't really care. Discord is for memeing. Slack is for having professional work.
I like that. The thing I wish for Slack that it did better was just like one login to all my Slacks.
Yes, that the whole Slack thing.
But I just
that
have
goes
lost
on.
all my old ones.
I have
when
no
I switch
idea
a
how to get 'em.
computer,
Yeah.
I'm like, I lost it. I had one for like my local community, like my town, and then like I don't know where it went, and I just didn't go in often enough to feel like getting back in, so it's just gone.
It's just gone. Also, think Signal is again super strange that people.
I mean, I like it.
I like it. I'll continue to use Signal. It's just not what I would use at my. Okay, so to be completely fair, there are people who at my job who will only whisper me on Signal.
Smart.
My guess
Well,
is that
Slack
they don't.
admins can read your
They don't want
read your DMs.
They don't want to ever be known that they're talking to me, or what they're about to say is not appropriate for work Slack. So I get a lot. I do get Signal messages.
Mostly the first one, I'm sure.
Mostly the first one. No, very little of anything else.
Yeah.
Zulip. People like that one. And Matrix. Isn't Matrix super confusing? Isn't Matrix like the mastodon of Discord? I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that one.
You are right. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
It's like it's very hard. Every time someone tries to explain it to me, I feel stupid. Like I can't use technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
A Cool Fire Core again. High
Cool Fire
appreciation.
Core. They're about to get so much. If I were making a dev tool, I would get all of my friends, as many people as I could, to fill it out inside here if it wasn't popular, so that it would be on the names of this, so that people look at it later.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like seems like an easy way to game this.
Yeah, because I'm over here being like, do I want to use Cool Fire for my next project or IRC? It seems like people who like IRC really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, AI search tools. ChatGPT. That is okay. Again, 80%. There's the old 80%, but
Still.
the desired is what you would expect. Everyone wants to use it
Yep.
because it's very novel and it's very new.
Not that many people want to try out AI Andy. Feels bad, man.
Yeah,
The Andys.
poor
Always
Andy.
rejected.
If only Andy could be more than a meme, Andy could go somewhere here. I've never heard of Quora Poe.
Is that like from Quora, the website, the one that's terrible?
Yeah, I would assume this is the question and answer site that successfully is worse than Stack Overflow.
That somehow it's harder to find the answer on the site. You like click a link to it, and I scroll down, and I'm getting an answer to a different question. I never got the answer to the original question I was wondering.
Yes, Quora is by far the greatest piece of garbage ever created. I don't even know what u.com is. I assume it's a porn site. And Find, people probably just have never heard of Find, but those who use it seem to like it actually more.
Wow.
No, slightly less than ChatGPT. Maybe I need to use Find.
Yeah, maybe we should test it out.
Because that's pretty high admire rate. Find these
That's a big. The hype is lagging right there.
Yeah, because people who really, really like it, but no one really knows about it. Okay.
Elixir moment. We can just call that an elixir moment.
Again, Copilot.
No.
Whoa,
really?
it's the first flip.
Oh, it's flipped.
It's flipped.
Flip edit.
Look at that.
Right here.
People actually. Yeah, I know. Here, let me do. I'll do it for you. It's right here, Flip. Look at it. It's right here. Look at that thing. People who have used it go, that's pretty good. But people who want to use it is actually higher. Is it? Do you think it's because it's a paywall?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. People get really upset about the paywall. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit upset because they like scraped everybody's code, but I don't know. It just seems like not that much money. Can't you get your work to pay for it or something?
Well, I mean, $10 American is a touch more expensive than say Argentina.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have like price match for other countries or anything. I just figured GitHub would do stuff like that.
I just figured they wouldn't because people would VPN in.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
They don't do that. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, so that might be generating the hype, like way overmatching the whatever. What's the opposite of hype? Using happiness. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't think I don't think I admire Copilot. It's fine. It's just like another autocomplete for me. I don't think it's anything fantastic. All right, work with versus want to work with. I think this is a big one, right?
This is. Now this is understandable.
Science.
I see now clearly.
Obviously, people who use TypeScript also like Bash and C# and Go. What the hell is this graph?
So this is like the outside is what you work with, right? And then there's links to what you want to work with.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe. Let's see. A lot of our top used programming languages are popular because those that use them want to use them again. JavaScript, TypeScript, HTML, CSS, all selected these three languages as their top three they want to use next year. That didn't help me. Okay, what's the question? Which programming language, scripting, and markup language have you done extensive development work in over the past year, and which do you want to work in over the next?
Okay. All right. So click on TypeScript.
Okay, I'm clicking on it.
Oh, nah.
The lines are still happening, TJ.
Are we boomers? Shoot, we're boomers.
Do I press the back button? Do I press the back button, or is it going to screw me up?
Don't press the back button. They can't handle it.
Fudge.
They can't handle it.
Do I repress TypeScript? Oh, you repress TypeScript.
Does that just make it go away? This is very accessible.
What the hell is this thing?
Okay, so... No, I don't know. Okay, so now you can see all the connections if they don't have the other ones?
I think what I understand is that PHP really... C# only works with itself.
I'm staying here, boys.
Nope, never mind. But there is people who work with C#. Let's see. People who work with C# and... Oh, my goodness, I think I understand it. Okay, look at this. So
okay, I'm ready. I can't read anything.
Okay, align to yourself means people who work with PHP and want to continue to work with PHP.
Yep.
So if we have here, let's just turn off Kotlin D's nuts. Let's turn off C#. Let's turn off C. Let's turn on... Okay, so people who work with Bash want to work with TypeScript, and a bit of TypeScript people want to work with Bash, but they mostly just would rather work with themselves. If you throw in Rust, a lot of Bashers want to go with Rust. Okay, you can see that. None of the
Rust people want to work with TypeScript.
Is that what that means? I think
get the Bash one out. Click away on the Bash, so we just see these two. Is there nobody? There is nobody.
No, that can't be real.
It's real. It's real.
Okay, hold on, let me redo that Bash one just to make sure. Yeah, because there is a line going from TypeScript to Bash, and there's a line from Bash going to TypeScript, but there is no line.
Literal Ruster bus.
Does Rust have any line? Okay, so Rust doesn't want to work with Python either.
Is there just Rust is like, no, I refuse. 100% of Rustations wanted to write Rustation again.
Yep, it doesn't want to work with C, doesn't want to work with C#. Kotlin and Rust have no overlap, and people who use Kotlin don't want to use Kotlin. Okay, PHP. People who use PHP do not use Rust. PowerShell, nope. What about PowerShell and PHP? Nice. Look at this. We found 3 islands. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, yep. What about C++? Yep. What about Go? Nope. HTML? Still Rust, nothing. Java, nothing. JavaScript, nothing. Python, nothing. Rust is the only language to work purely by itself.
Wow. Wow. That's because OCaml's not on here.
It's OCaml's not on here. You're right.
Yeah.
But like, these all are going this way.
Yeah,
But
wait, so like highlight the Rust one. 9,000. Do we know what the total number of Rust people is? Like if you highlight Rust, does it say? Like just at the bottom?
no, it just says Rust.
How can we find out the number?
I think I have to go back up to, hold on, this is just like the greatest graph I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I like it.
All right,
Percentages.
so yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna first
You
find.
crossed some percentages ones already. It's always at the bottom of these.
Is it? I thought it was at the top. Is it not at the top?
I don't know. I've seen percentage scroll
There we
by
go.
a
There we
bunch.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Look, this is people who are learning to code, right? Oh yeah, because we need to go to the desired section. Is that it?
I don't know. I just don't really.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, they're different questions, so they don't have to add up. I was just trying to figure out.
Hold on. Look, 8,000 people said they use Rust.
Well, the 9,000 said it later, so that seems a little suspicious. Stack Overflow.
Did they say that later? Where's
Well, it
this
said
thing?
9,480 of the people who used Rust want to write Rust again.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Has this guy never heard of search?
Oh, I'm afraid to use it on this site. I don't know what's happening
Fair.
here. Oh yeah, you're right. 9,674 people who use Rust want to keep working with Rust. You were filtered. Shit. We're going. We're gonna get there. Okay, here we go. All right, filter.
We're almost there, chat.
All right, you're right. All respondents. Rust. Dang it, it went back to percentages again. Responses.
We're almost there. Professional software.
11,000 people. Okay, so there you go. Hold on. Okay, so 11,427. Let's go down
so
here.
then where were the other people? They were all for other languages that aren't on the list or something, or what? They are all wanting to write OCaml. They
Okay.
were like, Rust was a mistake. We should have stuck with OCaml.
Hold on. Okay, so hold on. 84.66. So 11,427 times 0.8846 equals
2,000 people
10,000
gave up on coding after.
equals 10,108, and yet somehow, based on this whole admired business, only 9,000 of them who work with Rust want to work again. Their percentages aren't even correct. Because remember, admired is those who currently
There's none
use it.
for Go. There's no one who's writing Rust who's thinking, maybe I could ship this a little bit faster.
No one thinks that.
No one. Wait, and there's no Go to Go?
Yeah, there's go to go.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
You go to go.
Got it. It's kind of like they want to stop.
Is
'Cause they're just
Rust
staying where they are.
the Vim of programming languages?
It seems more like the Helix of programming languages.
Okay, so they are saying, okay, so someone's telling me that there is a minimum of 5,000 respondents per connection.
Oh, so they just couldn't find 5,000 people to go.
Yeah, so of the
Rust.
people who work with Rust, there is no other language which garnered at least 5,000 people.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense because they only had 11,000 people total, right? So it's like that'd have to be half the people. That's kind of stupid.
I don't know. Wouldn't half the people also want to learn anything else?
Right, like HTML. Like they're still, if they're gonna do front end, they're still doing, if they're gonna do like WASM front end stuff, they still have to know HTML.
Yeah. They removed the noise, I guess. Yep.
I feel like they should have done percentile of the things or something, like anything less than 10%, right? Because then it would have made sense to keep it for Rust. You'd still get to see, 10% or 15% of Rust people actually still want to write Python for some stuff.
Yeah.
Because they want to actually do some data science and like get it done this week. So they're going to do it in Python, but that seems weird.
Well, they had 5,000 for a connection to be
Oh,
on the
5K
graph.
to be on the graph?
Yeah, a minimum 5K respondents
Per
to be
connection.
A part of, yeah,
Right.
per connection.
Per connection. Yeah,
Yeah.
not just to be on the graph.
Yeah, I'm surprised that half the Rust developers don't want to learn TypeScript.
There's no way, because like sometimes you wanna write it in Go. Like Melky's here, we have to be honest. Like sometimes you do just want to write it in Go.
How's your brother doing, by the way? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I was just talking to him on a stream. He was causing a bunch of drama between Rust and Go. And I told him, keep it up, buddy.
He didn't cause any drama between Rust and Go. Rust causes its own drama. Okay, Rust gets up there.
I did see some people who were like talking about how Rust was still super admired, and they're like, see, the drama doesn't do anything. And I'm like, well, you know, a bunch of the results were done before the latest round of drama. Like, it's not like they went back and fixed the response. Actually, Stack Overflow, send an email. I don't admire Rust anymore because of the
I do love that there was Rust Global, and everyone's upset because it's in America, very US-centric.
Yeah. Well, it's because they didn't even say USA. They just said, like, Bellevue, WA. I think it just felt like, oh, everyone should just know that that's Washington. Duh. You know, like that kind of thing.
And then right afterwards, they're like, by the way, great conference in China. And no one's like, hey, wait a second. There's a lot of human rights violations going on over there. Don't they have millions of people currently in prison camps? No one. Not a single one of them that died over Bellevue, Washington being offensive.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle the fact.
When I checked last, it was only 3 hours long. That still can't be right.
Yeah. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so I don't care about any of these graphs. These graphs honestly just don't even mean anything to me, I don't think.
I don't care about cloud platforms anyways.
Well, it's just weird to have these kind of connections, right? Okay, web frameworks probably is more interesting, right?
That one could be fun.
Yeah,
that one could be fun.
Spring Boot is by itself. Nobody wants to learn Spring Boot. And Spring Boot only wants to be with Spring Boot.
We got the same problems as the Rust land, except kind of reverse. You were trapped.
Everyone who uses ASP.NET doesn't want to use ASP.NET anymore.
They want to get on Core.
They want to get on the Core. And Core, they only want to keep using Core.
What's the Angular crew like? Let's see Angular.
Okay, Angular, they want to learn Node.js.
Okay, once again, can they eliminate the dumb answers from these? That doesn't even make sense.
What does that mean? Let's see. Angular wants to be Angular with itself, and Angular also wants to people who use Node.js also want to learn Angular. So Angular is its own island.
No, it also connects a little bit to React. There's a little bit over there.
Oh,
There's a tiny sliver.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so people...
But any reactors going to Angular or no?
No reactors going to Angular. Reactors...
Yep, none.
It looks like React people want to go to Svelte. They want to go to...
They're like, we'll do anything besides React except Angular.
Except Angular. But we have signals now! We have signals! Everyone's like, no.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
Yeah, Django's pretty happy chilling. They're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I don't really like people. Spring Boot's like, me too. Want to be friends? No.
Java sucks.
Java sucks. This is so funny. Wait, does Svelte? Everyone who's using Svelte doesn't want to use... Look at that. Svelte, they just want to go to these other platforms. They don't want to use
Well, that
themselves.
seems so weird because it's like, Svelte wants to learn Node. Okay, so that what they can write their backend in JS2, I guess.
Yeah.
But they just didn't have 5,000 people who wrote that they also wanted to learn Svelte? I don't know.
But Angular is actually good, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Don't worry. We get it. Angular, folks.
There's you and 6,000 other people.
Yep, you and 6,000 other people love your opinion. And you guys go to a nice little
backwards? Circle. Oh, all the Svelte people want to stay, I think. But there's a bunch of other people who want to go to Svelte because it's not the Svelte color.
Oh, yes. Okay, people who work with
that
React
makes more
go.
Sense.
Okay, yes, and people who. Yeah. They really got to get rid of Node.js. Node.js just makes no sense.
We can do it.
Graph.
We can do it. We
Django doesn't make any sense. Express makes no sense. Next.js doesn't make any sense. I mean, Next.js is just React, right? Am I wrong with that? It's React. the framework
Actually, React is now Next.js, is what I've been reading lately online.
Yeah, React is now Next.js. Like, what does this mean? Why are people who worked with Next.js want to go work with React? Like that line it doesn't make any sense.
Well, hold.
Okay.
They probably could have done a lot of stuff on Next.js and never actually learned React.
Okay. I can buy it. Okay. Yep, looks like Vue is also another one of these islands. People who like Vue just want to keep being Vue, and people who are using React just want to go back over to Vue. All right, so let's just get rid of all this.
I made a mistake. Mom, please forgive me.
Please. All right, so let's just get rid of all these ones. I just want to see it. All right, so I'm just trying to understand this relationship here. So it looks like they're just really intertwined. But when you throw in Node.js, it just ruins everything. Weird. I guess people... Okay, so this kind of makes sense. People who want to know Next.js want to know Node.js. That would make sense because Next.js is also Node,
They want
right?
to write their backend in Node, right? So it's like they want to learn that. That makes sense.
Okay, yep. All right.
It's still just weird to include here because it's kind of like, well, we get it. You want to be able to learn backend, that's fine. But it's not really like comparing alternatives.
Yeah, because React plus Node.js is Next.js. This is just one big gigantic circle jerk. I don't know what's happening here.
Okay,
next is React plus Express. Oh, okay. Yep, see the same thing happens here.
Sure, did you know you can write React in OCaml though?
You can. But did you know that people who write Angular want to keep writing Angular?
I did know that. Yeah, I was aware. It's really good, by the way. It's really good though, Keck W.
Actually, hold on. Let's see. There's 4,650. Okay. So more people who know Angular want to learn Node versus how many people who know Node want to learn Angular. Okay, neat. That was a fun graph. Is there anything else that we need to know of? I don't care about any of this because this is, again, that graph. Remember when we talked about...
Please don't show this one. I don't even want to see it. We're going to ruin the video.
We're going to ruin the video. Hold on. Let's just... What was the ones we said? CUDA?
Oh, yeah. I do want to... You can't compare those. That's like comparing CUDA and Electron.
You're right. Look at that. They are separate. They're different. No one who knows CUDA wants to know Electron.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. They're just not into each other.
I would rather learn Electron, to be honest.
Again, this graph, it makes no sense. Why? How is Visual Studio Solution and Docker and Homebrew and pip and Terraform?
Of course, no one wants to learn Visual Studio Solutions. It's not like my goals for 2024. All right, well, I want to be a better dad. I'm hoping to get a raise, and I'm really hoping I finally understand Visual Studio Solutions.
XML, here I come. I do like GNU is just like, yep. Like, this is exactly what I would expect along with MS Build, right? They're just like, yeah, this is what we do. This is all we do. All right, is there anything else we want to look in here?
Nice. This is editors. Let's see it.
Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code.
There's a lot of arrows.
Okay, so let's get rid of Android Studio. Let's get rid of Xcode because obviously everyone in Xcode is trying to go to Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
Sublime, no, I didn't pay for it. Visual Studio, let's drop that one. Notepad++, exceptionally confusing. Notepad++.
There's not even that.
They just
not even that big percentage that want to use something else.
All right, Neovimmers just want to work with Neovim, and people who use VS Code just want to come over to the Neovim side. Let's go. We're shrinking that percentage. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That is good. Not surprising, everyone that uses Nano wants to go to an easier editor, VS Code.
Yeah, they're like, maybe I could actually close this. Yep. Nano is harder than Vim.
It is. I don't know why people don't understand this. It is the hardest of them all. Okay, so Jupyter Notebook is kind of strange to have on there. I'm not really sure what to make of it.
Okay.
Interesting. Look at this. Vim people want to leave Vim for Visual Studio.
Interesting. And no Vim to NeoVim.
No
I guess
Vim
they probably
to
just
NeoVim.
already switched if they wanted. Wait, are there VS Code people who want to go to Vim? Is that what that one line is?
Yeah, this is wait. Yeah, here.
Oh, interesting. How many is that?
9,800.
Wow, that's
more
a pretty
than
big
NeoVim.
number, actually.
More than NeoVim. My guess is that those people that want to go to Vim don't understand the difference between NeoVim and Vim, or if there is one.
That is sometimes the confusion on this. Like, you sometimes wish, in a sense, that they would group them, because in a lot of ways they're interchangeable. Like, I usually tell people I use Vim by the way, if they're not like in, because it's a little confusing to explain. Well, technically I use a fork of Vim. That
Yes,
like
that's true.
know.
And someone said they're also confusing Vim motions with Vim.
Oh, that could be as well. Yeah.
That's a huge one, because I know people are like, "Oh, I use Vim." I'm like, "Oh, you do?" And they're like, "VS Code, yeah, and VS Code." I'm like, "Well, I'm not really Vim now, is it? It's different. You're using motions."
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see this if they could redo it with Vim and NeoVim as one category and just call it Vim, because I also just say I use Vim. And in this crowd right here, whenever that happens, people are like, "Oh, you mean NeoVim?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not normies, okay?"
Yeah, right. The other thing too, I didn't do the survey this year, so I'd be interested to see how it's laid out in the options. Like, sometimes they have you write them in, and people write Vim instead of NeoVim, which is understandable because you want it to go to the group. But that's good. We'll see.
Yep.
It was still a lot. I mean, I can't believe 10%, like a solid 10% of developers use NeoVim. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Remember, it's 10% on Stack Overflow. That has to be like double.
Yeah, if you can get 10%, even if it's not, like, I'm just saying 10%, like, you can get 10% of developers using a product that you work on. That is wild.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right, asynchronous tools. No one actually cares about that. It just makes none of this makes any sense. These ones.
It doesn't even matter. It's going to change every day.
Yeah. This doesn't matter. Copilot's the smiley face. Nice job.
Yeah. Right.
And Code Whisper wants to go over here. And some people from Copilot want to try out Tab 9. Tab 9 was pretty cool. Yeah. Tab 9 was actually fairly novel. It did some pretty good line completion. I liked Tab 9. They actually I thought they did a better job. All right, so here we go. Here's the big one. Top paying jobs.
There you go.
Zig. People are literally getting paid to use Zig.
There's one guy who's making $103,611. He just outed his salary.
You're actually so right. That is so good. That is so good. Oh my goodness. Is there like a number of responses? Okay, hold on. Number of responses.
Wait.
273.
Okay, wow. That's actually pretty high.
That's half as popular as Erlang, which is a 15th as popular as Ruby.
F#, really?
Yeah, F#'s up there way high. Look at Ruby Go. Look at just
Clojure. That makes sense. Clojure is usually really, really high up there because there's a lot of financial institute kind of things. Yep.
Yeah. Look at OCaml. OCaml's also, but OCaml loses to Go.
Yeah. This is one of those where you think like, okay, that's because no one's looking for OCaml answers on Stack Overflow. I can tell you pretty confidently the average salary at Jane Street does not look like whatever the number is that they have right there.
Yeah, Jane Street, the very wealthy company, probably not looking at 91,000. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not paying that in New York. I'll tell you why.
Okay. Very interesting, though. It's also interesting that Rust is so low.
That is. Who is getting hired to write Rust for not lots of money?
Yeah, because
it doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you pick Rust?
If anything, because this is the average, this should be, right? This is the average, this is not the median. Right?
You'd think it's got to be.
It has to be the average, which means that it gets disproportionately affected by outliers. There's not going to be a lot.
Blockchains went bankrupt. That's a good call, chat.
Okay, blockchains.
That's a good call.
Okay.
Yep.
But because you would assume that it's going to be some sort of like alpha beta curve, right? Where it's going to be like a huge amount in something and then a long tail. So like the averages are super screwed up in comparison to the median. Yeah. And so the fact
that strikes me as weird because it's like for Rust, the reason that you would want to do it is probably you have something that needs to be really high performance and high availability.
Median. It says median. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's still, it's hard for me to believe.
Right, but so like, what's the point of picking Rust if you don't have those things, which should mean that you're making a bunch of money at your company, right? Like that you really need high availability and high performance. Like, What would be the purpose?
Yeah. Rust equals broke. Go woke, go broke, Rust.
Exactly.
No. Lua is almost paying as much as Rust, and it's easier.
Yes. All the Roblox developers.
It's actually MLua.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I am shocked APL is on here. TypeScript.
This one's so scuffed though, because like who's going on here and putting their real salary and all this stuff, and it's just this one seems such like a just a fake response one.
Yeah, because for the Zig one, I said I'm currently writing Zig, and I did $690,420. So there's only 200 and some of us on this list. So I'm skewing it by at least one position over. Assembly, there's no way I'm believing you're writing assembly for $77,000 median. There's just no way I'm believing that number, right? Like that just doesn't even make any sense. Or C.
That's funny.
Solidity, not surprising. Dart. Oh no. Oh no, not like this, Dart.
There are so many ways that people are missing out on gamifying Stack Overflow survey. Like if you have a tier 2 lang, and not I'm saying like that it's bad, like Zig is clearly a tier 2 lang in terms of like opportunities to get a job. Maybe even tier 3, like realistically.
I would
like
put Zig tier 3.
Like Zig,
heavy.
Right? And it's like if you have that and you're not getting all of your friends who are part of the language like team that are making bank at some company to go fill this out and make sure that you get top, it's stupid. Because you can now, I can guarantee you there's 1,000 YouTube videos coming out a day right now. What's the highest paying language on a Stack Overflow survey this year? And then it's like, you'll never guess. And it's going to be Zig. Right? Yep. And then a bunch of people are going to like pick to learn Zig because they think that this somehow means that it's their chance to making a bunch of money. Right. And so then if you're not doing that and like a bunch of these other things, you're basically just throwing away free advertising.
It is truly, it's truly free advertising. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let's look at this. Okay. Hold on. See, these are the median salaries. Hold on. Does this one really say median? Hold on.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, where does it? Let's see. Oh,
next paragraph. You have that problem where you don't read the whole thing.
Okay. Oh, yep. That was me not reading the whole thing. Okay. So this one has median salary for all response, and let's see, increased 10% and increased 11%. Okay. So look at that. Year over year, things went up. I don't know what SAS is. Dart. All right. Kotlin going up. JavaScript.
As in like the business lang thingy?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Swift went up. PHP's gone up. PHP
Java?
must definitely suffer from outliers. Okay. Yeah. There's definitely some outliers in the PHP world. Yeah. Taylor, we're coming for you. Java. I'm also surprised by this one. Just because a lot of the people I know that are writing like backends in Java, they're making a lot of money.
Yeah. They're working at the bank. Like literally.
Yeah. They're literally at the bank, just depositing money every day. C, I guess maybe not. Some of the embedded jobs don't pay very well.
Yeah, Shai's got a good point where it used to let you select like by country and continent. Global salary median is such a weird number.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Chat, we know that it's global. You can stop saying global. We get it.
We're globalist. Okay, this is a global list. I get it.
Yeah. What? You put your lists locally? No, I only use global ones so I can allocate them once.
Yeah, duh. Ruby way out there. I'm still shocked at how much Ruby's doing. Haskell, look at Haskell go.
It's because the Ruby people, they just make websites that work and sell things. It's just like they just do Ruby on Rails. They finish their website in the day and then they're done.
Yeah. Also surprising, MATLAB, they're just putting rockets into space and they're getting paid the least. They're like, what do? I make rocket science. What do you get paid? The least out of all the developers, except for Dart.
Let's go OCaml. Nice.
Where is OCaml? Oh, yeah, OCaml. Okay. OCaml's doing really good.
Yeah.
It's just shocking. I would, like, if you would have asked me what jobs pay the most median, I would not have said JavaScript or TypeScript just because an X percentage of them, probably 40% are within the first year of their career. So that just makes sense.
There's a lot of them.
There's a huge left shift to it. but I would have
Yeah.
just assumed Rust would have been top, or Go, or Java.
Yeah.
So MATLAB is
don't
drugged
know.
down by all the people in school. Maybe. Okay, interesting. Is there anything else? I don't want to go into AI.
We can skip it. I think that's pretty much all the interesting bits
yeah,
that,
I don't really
like,
care about the rest of it, honestly. Community, don't care.
Yeah,
No,
don't care.
nobody.
Hey, we're gonna advertise for Stack Overflow now.
Nobody cares about Stack Overflow methodology.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we asked the internet survey and then we put in the answers. Clearly, we didn't think about it because you can tell we put Docker, Electron, and CUDA in the same category.
Other tools. Okay. Some people said appropriate, statistically average length. Some found it. They felt it was a little long. Some felt like they just didn't get enough out of it.
Ironically, that's the shortest category as well.
It would have been so perfect if too long was too long. You're like, what the hell is this graph? All right, yeah. How easy? Difficult?
It was hard. Mom, I failed the survey today.
He asked me a bunch of questions I should know, and I just didn't know them.
I think I got the wrong answer. I didn't have anybody to copy from this time. It was really hard.
They're like, what's your favorite language? And I was like, I don't even know.
The answers weren't on Stack Overflow for this one.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Okay, well, let's call it a day. Thanks,
I think
TJ.
so.
That was great.
No problem. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Hey, like the video, obviously.
True.
TJ finds you at Tej_DV on YouTube
find me
and
there.
Twitch, right?
Yeah, and Twitter.
And
You'll find me just making memes, replying to Prime's tweets with
Yep.
my own self promo. Did you like the last one that
Yeah.
I did?
I like that you're now doing it on all of them. Oh, yeah, by the way, you could have learned that by simply watching this.
Prime tweets, I can't wait to stream tomorrow. So I reply, oh yeah, make sure to click here, click follow, and smash the notification bell to get a notification when it starts, and then link to mine.
It was naughty. All right.
Oh,
TJ.
man. All right. I'll just watch this. I'll just disappear.
All right. Bye.